Good afternoon, everybody. Good evening, good morning, good night, wherever you are in the wide world of Tottenham Hotspur. This is Thfc Till I Die on our second birthday. Now, I reckon Dermot must have been hitting the wine a bit much. He's a bit late coming in here in a minute. And yeah, 2 years to the day that we started broadcasting this channel. And I don't know where the time went to. And yeah, it's great we survived this long. And let's hope we've got a team to look forward to watching over the next 2 years, which we really haven't in the past 2 years, if you get where I'm coming from. So here he is. I think it is anyway.
Yeah, it is me. I am here. There's somebody here. I don't know. No, it's this fella. That's who's here, Philip.
I thought you were hitting the wine a bit. I thought you were hitting the celebrating champagne there for a minute. You know,
I was. We would like to. This is our sponsor for today's show. Hang on, I have to play the introductory music for him. Hang on, where is it? Where is it now? Here we go. Now, as Donald Trump has given us a bit of a message here. He's wished us congratulations on reaching 2 years. And he says, only in America. So there you go. Thank you, Mr. Trump. There you go. What do you want to say anything to Donald Trump, Philip?
I hope for response should be paid you in cash.
No, he paid me.
Not paying anybody.
He paid me in bricks because he said he had a lot over from the building the wall. So he's paid me.
Oh, right. Bricks. Okay, that's fair enough. That's all right. That's okay. Yeah. Because he passes off these dollars with his own picture on them. You know, as long as he can give you any of them.
Oh no, he gave me one personal signed from the wall from Donald Trump. And he sent you something special in the post as well, Philip. But anyway, there you go. There's Donald Trump.
Okay.
And his funny looking hair. Bye, Donald.
Don't come back soon.
You're mad. You're absolutely mad as a hat waving. There you go. I hope everyone enjoyed that, actually. It was a bit of fun. But anyway, good evening, good afternoon. Welcome to DHFC. And yes, it is our birthday. We are 2 years old today. We're out of nappies. Philip is running around, shouting and screaming. And look, I can't believe, Philip, we've got to 2 years.
Yeah.
When I started this channel as TTG 2 years ago, I never dreamt I would get to it where we are now. And I never dreamt I would get to 2 years.
Yeah.
So it is a bit, it is.
Yeah, it's been great though. It's been good. It's been very good.
It's good fun. And another year to go, Philip, as they say.
Yeah, well, let's hope now we have a team that'll make us proud over the next season or so. So that when we're having our third anniversary, it'll be Tottenham with a cup or a trophy under our belts, you know?
Oh, well, if Tottenham win a cup, you wouldn't see Mr. Brady next to me for a week. He'd be on the drink for the week, drinking something.
It's quite surprising seeing I don't drink, but anyway.
You might not see me for a week either. I might be on the drink too. Me and Philip and Dave Harris celebrating.
That's entirely possible.
You're making people that have got a drink problem. I don't drink.
Did you ever see that film Airplane?
Yeah.
Where your man said, I don't have a drink problem. And he went like that. He threw the drink. He couldn't find his mouth with the glass. You know, that was a drink problem.
I love them films. They are so and The Naked Gun's another funny film. Anyway, let's who's in.
Brilliant.
We've got Hot God 10. Good afternoon, everyone. Happy birthday.
James.
Thank you so much. Good. We've got Mia, and Mia also saying, smash that damn like button. Big up, Mia, and everyone, please get over to Spurs Between the Lines and hit that like button on Mia's channel as well. Mia's one of the people that's been with us for the last year or so, Philip, and she's a great addition to the channel as well.
She is, yeah. She's great, and she keeps Romero in good shape anyway for us on a Saturday, you know.
And also the likes of Ellie, and then if you go back to the original trio that was here, myself, Philip Yap, and Coover 99, who were the original people with me on this channel in the TTG days. Big up to them. Everyone's played them part to where we've got to over the last 2 years. So look, just big up to all of them as well. We've got Wembley one. Afternoon, everyone. It's getting very, very old cliche, I know, but now perhaps as much as it's ever been. Enoch out. Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough, Wembley one. Here you go, Philip. Do your good. Go on.
Good. Sorry. I'll clear my throat. Excuse me. Good afternoon, my fellow Spurs addicts. Hope you're all well. Yeah, we're grand. We're good. Very good. You are, Wayne.
Big up, Wayne. We've got Andrew Gregory. Happy birthday to Gary Mabber and THFC Tilade. See, we share the same birthdays
with some very illustrious people.
We do. We've got Rooty Tooty. Big up, Paul, and congratulations on your 2nd anniversary. Big up. Cheers, Rooty Tooty. Who else have got? We've got a super sticker here from Wembley one. It is a pair doing weights saying keep it up.
So very good. Well, thanks very much, Wembley one.
It really means a lot. Thank you so much. We've got DJ Samuel. Good afternoon, guys. Good afternoon. Good day, DJ Samuel. We've got FTSM column. Happy birthday, THFC till I die. Thank you so much. Very kind of you. I've got your link column, so I'll stick that and the channel at the end. We've got who was saying now? Who else we got? We've got Wembley. Congratulations to fabulous people and the wonderful club fans. That's it.
Thank you very much.
Andrew Gregory, the terrible twos. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know if he means the two of us or the years twos. I don't know. It's hard to make that one out. No?
When the child hits the 2 years old, it's the terrible twos.
That. Yeah, but it could be the terrible two as well. You know?
Tequila says, I've got a drinking problem. Okay, we've joined the same club. Big up, Tequila. What a pisser. I love that. Yeah. Oh, dear. We've got Dragon D Nuts. Philip will be on the red Cordonel.
That's cordial. Yeah, that's me.
We've got Ross Persons. Big up. It's a happy birthday. Congrats, guys. Thank you so much indeed.
Thank you very much.
We've got Simon Cohen. Happy birthday, boys. Thank you very much indeed. Who else? All quiet in the transfer front. Yeah, it is very quiet. But I've got a little bit of news. We've got Tequila. Why are on the internet on holiday? He's probably talking to Mia. There you go, Tequila. Anyway, Philip, what we got to do is this competition now. Do you want to give us a rundown? We've done all the things.
Now, what we did was we picked 16 members' names at random. Right now, there are other members in the whole membership. Pretty much, there are a few. I think a few might be in the competition coming in September. But after the way this works is the people that actually running this are friends of mine. But I've just transcribed. I've allocated at random one of their names to one of our members' names. So the score you have is what this actual person has scored. It's predicting the results of 27 matches. Right, in the Premiership and other leagues, you get 1 point for a win, 2 points for an away win, and 1.5 for a draw. And at the moment, the score after 2 games, right? I want to run this across the bottom of the screen.
Oh, I'll do it now for you. I'll do that now.
Yeah, if you can see that. Basically, just leave it there for a minute, Joe. You can see the column is in the lead, actually.
Which banner have you
put it into the Pools prize banner?
I got it. I got it down here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Hang on. Let me
Column
just.
is leading.
Hang on. I just put it across the bottom. There we go. It's going across now.
There you go. Column is leading with 31 points. Joe next, then Nathan, DJ Samuel, Chris, NL, Wayne Bonner, KPV 20.5, Neil 20, Disabled Team 19.5. You can see they're the scores after 2 matches. There are 48 more matches to go. And poor old Hot God's bottom with 15. Sorry about that, James. But,
Now, Philip,
anyway, he will improve.
How does this work then? Can you explain to people very quickly how do you come up with these scores?
What you do, we get a sheet every week, right, with 27 matches on it, right? 3 sections, 10 in the first section, 10 in the second, 7 in the last one. We put down what we think it'll be a home win, an away win, or a draw. And if you're correct, you score that number of points. So that's why 15 is the bottom score. That's the score from 54 matches, predicting 54 matches, and 31.5 at the top is the leading score at the minute. From getting 31.5 points from all the scores. It's all I do is I've each of you allocated to a name, and as the scores come in every Monday morning, I just update the scorecard and put it on. It's great fun. I've been doing it for about 20 years, and I've been runner up in it 3 times. I've never won it, so this year maybe I will. But it's great fun. It really. But then we have a dinner at the end of the year. All meet up, and we all support different clubs, which makes for a very interesting night. I can tell you.
Yeah. And also the winner of this. Look, we are going to do a winner and a runners-up prize because this is all one members into this competition. So the winner gets a Hotspur membership for next season. The second place, the second place gets a Tottenham shirt of their choice, home and away, and then the third and fourth place we'll think of something, a football or a book or probably the new book.
Ticket.
Yeah, no,
the
book. No, we got can't do that to them, Philip.
One of Norman Giller's. We'll actually give a copy of Norman Giller's book about Jimmy Greaves and Alan Gilzine.
Yeah, so that's the third and fourth. So it's 4 prizes for your top 4. So at the moment, the top 4 are, just let it run through again. Don't worry, Hot God Tender. It's time for you. This is running to the end of the season. So we have time for you to come back. Don't worry. You will get there. So Column at the moment is ahead. We'll get the membership. Joe, Nathan, DJ Samuel, and Chris will get the... Nathan, Joe will get the shirt, and then Nathan, DJ Samuel, and Chris and Wayne Bonner will get the book. So there you go. We'll keep that running across for a little time. Also, if you can pick up your memberships, $2.99, $4.99. I am telling you, they're cheaper than Disney Plus, Amazon Prime, Netflix, all them. Even just download MovieBox Pro, get a Chromecast, and stream it on the telly. And then the $2.99 you save, get a little membership, and you enter into this. Well, there will be another competition for any new members. And if you do want to make it into a super chat or a super sticker, it does help us grow, like at Wembley one did earlier. So please, it does help us grow. We've got Tequila saying, Philip, Arsenal season ticket. Okay. Could use more bog roll, I guess.
Yeah, you never have enough of that.
Column's happy. Woohoo!
Yeah, actually, I should just allocate how I did that was I put the 16 names into a cup and drew them out at random. So it's pure luck that Column is leading at this one, So
is that technically how you did it?
Yeah, it is. Yeah,
I reckon it's a bit of
it was all done under laboratory conditions. Right?
Yeah. Oh God, I would ask for a recount here. Hang on.
No. I was actually very sorry to see Hot God coming bottom of it, but
hang on, Philip. Hang on.
He'll be back.
We know the man who likes. We know the man that likes recounts. Where is he? Sorry, man. Can't talk to you. There we go. There's the recount man. He likes his recounts.
I'm sorry I sent you that picture now.
It just seemed too good. To miss. Oh. Take that off now.
Jesus.
We're having a bit of a birthday bash here. Anyway, listen, I've got some bit of news for her. It says, Val Taylor, g'day from the missus and myself. G'day, Val Taylor. How you do? Only in the rerun, Hot God 10. Now, Philip, I have a bit of breaking news actually here.
Oh,
we've got. Well, the first bit of news is Højbjerg's few. Actually, I'll copy and paste it. So, hang on. Well, the Gift Auburn deal, I'll start on that one. Let
Mm-hmm.
me. Sorry, this has just come to me now. So just talk amongst yourselves for a few minutes. Hang on.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Here we go, Philip. Here we go. Højbjerg's future uncertain at the moment. Hugo will not sign for Lazio 100%. He wants to help. He wants to help the number one at the next club without fighting for it. And Eric Dyer looks set to stay as it stands.
Jesus.
Philip, look, Eric Dyer. I said it yesterday before you came on. He needs to go. No questions.
Yeah, I know that.
No.
But unless Fulham come in from, or someone comes in from, I've been saying all along, Eric Dyer will run down his contract, but he won't be playing. So I mean,
No.
let's face it. As long as he's not on the team, I don't really mind what he does. You know, this thing about Hugo wanting to be number one at his next club. I'm sorry, Hugo, you're 37 years of age. You get a life and just move on. Don't make yourself a laughing stock. I mean, you're trying to say goalkeepers go on. No, goalkeepers can go on forever, but Jesus, come on, lad. You know?
Yeah.
And that's actually changed. Earlier on the day, that deal was supposed to be back on, but obviously it's not anymore.
And also the other bit of news is Gift Orban has chosen Tottenham as his next club. If they reach an agreement with Gent currently want 30 million, as rightly reported. However, Spurs would prefer to pay a fee closer to 20-25 million for the young Nigerian forward. Talks ongoing. However, it's more likely than not that Gift Orban will be a Spurs player come September the 1st. So that's the very, very latest on Gift Orban. That's a very good sign, isn't it, Philip?
Yeah, but I mean, I'm looking at some of the comments in the chat here. They seem to think the opposite. They think Gift Orban, we're not going to pay the money for him, you know. So I don't like it. It is big money for a guy who's relatively inexperienced, you know. So although he scored goals already this season, which is pretty good, but then again, the Belgian league, bit of caution. It's not quite as good as the Premiership, you know. But put it this: if he signed for us, I'd be delighted. But I do not want us to overpay, and Daniel Levy will not overpay for him.
No. We've got Tequila saying Dyer is tailor-made for Everton. Wayne saying, haha, Tequila. Love the Running Man. First 18 film I saw in the cinema when I was 14. Good man. Good man. We've got Daniel Lee. The Gift Orban deal looks dead. It's not dead. It is not dead. And we're telling you here and now, he will be a Spurs player by the 1st of September. I hope.
40 million?
No way Tottenham will pay 40 million for a player who's 18 months ago. Look, I reckon it is, Philip, around 20-25 million. I've said it all the way along. Gent will have to
compromise
somewhere along the line. So it will be. We've got Tequila saying, classic mate, Wayne Bonner was watching an 18-rated film when I was 10. Might explain some things, actually. True.
We'll not even go there.
Yeah. You're guaranteed this Orban deal won't happen. No way Spurs will pay that sort of money. They're not going to pay that money. They really
Gent
won't.
are playing Russian roulette with him. Gent are playing roulette. They're playing Russian roulette with this. I mean, they're hoping the Spurs will be desperate enough to pay the money with maybe the transfer window only a week away or 2 weeks and a day away. So, I think we'll have to be a bit of compromise, or else we're going to be left stuck with a player. As far as I know, they bought a replacement for him already. So, you know, they're going to have to move him on, or there's going to be two very unhappy centre forwards at that club. Anyway, there's Rushi too. It's interesting that Orban is now saying he wants Spurs. He was wanting Lille yesterday. Dermot, did you see yesterday that African guy from Ghana that we were looking at yesterday has signed for Lille?
I heard that he had. I didn't say he had. I heard that he had. Now I don't know.
I remember you mentioning. I wasn't sure what the
Gift
Orban thing with that was.
Gift Orban, for what I have heard, has never stated he wanted to sign for Lille. I have never heard. Now we do know that other people on Twitter will put out fake news. I feel like I won't get that picture. Fake news. You know, it is. It's very, especially with transfer windows, Philip, it's very hard to know what's true and what's not true.
Yeah. And it's going to get even more confused now over the next week, because we're now getting into the last 7 days of the transfer window tomorrow. And that's when things really start to move. And clubs that have maybe been holding fire a bit or hoping the price will come down are going to have to make a move. Either decide you want to go for it or move on to somebody else before the window runs out. So it's going to get very interesting. And I get the feeling that Daniel Levy and Ghent are playing a bit of Russian roulette with each other.
I
We'll
think
see who
so.
fires it. See who fires first.
I think so. We've got Michael McDonald, the Celtic fan. Big up, Michael. How are you doing? And listen, drop us an email. We'll want to get you on and find out why. Look, we know you don't like Ange Postecoglou. So we'd love to get you on actually and talk about it. Why? So we'll get you on. So reach out to us, Michael. Great doing it. He says, "Hello, Spurs. How's Tricks? Tricks is great."
Michael, I don't think you like Kilmarnock too much either.
Mhm.
That was a bit of a shock result on Sunday.
I don't like Kilmarnock either.
But now it's more or less handed Rangers the Scottish League Cup now, which is never a good thing. But anyway.
Philip, I was happy. It's our birthday, and you just totally ruined it now by mentioning
Sorry
that
about that.
lot across the Glasgow. Seriously.
Sorry about that.
Oh,
I won't mention it again.
I won't
mention it again.
I don't know. I'm going to go back to my McDonald. No, I'm not.
I won't mention Arsenal either.
Oh, you can do that. We can laugh at them. They're just funny to laugh at. So are Chelsea and West Ham. Wayne Bonner says, big up Wayne. We've got big up Ollie. It says, freeze out Dyer, Luis, Dombele, don't train with them. I said this yesterday, Philip.
Yeah.
Put them
That's what you need to do. That's what needs to be done. I get the feeling that Ange wouldn't think twice about doing that either. Some managers might think, oh, well, he's going to have their agent on the phone giving them. Ange wouldn't care less. He'd take any phone call from an agent and say, listen, you get your client to start playing the football the way I want to, and then he might get back into my squad. Other than that, he can stay where he is.
We've got Tequila 316, great horror film. 3 great horror films there, Wayne. Evil Dead, my favorite of the 3. I don't like horror films. Anything to do with zombies or anything like that. No, not for me.
Enough horror films with Spurs last season.
Yeah, that was a continuous horror film. That was a good. The AC Milan game, Philip. I'll never forget it. Though we had fun at the night. The company was great.
Oh, we great fun. Like only 4. I mean, we had great crack going over and at the mat before the game in the bar and everything. Meeting up with Jack and Ellie and all them. But my God, talk about a downer going into the stadium.
And then
we should have known, Dermot. We should have known when we were going in. The trouble we had to get our ticket scanned. We should have known things were going to go wrong that night.
I don't want,
yeah, but meeting the AC Milan fans from Westport and County Mayo, that was the funniest thing of the lot. We were going to say, do you speak any English? Of course I do, I'm from Mayo.
It's true, though. But waiting outside to get in, Philip, that was the funniest. Like, the people behind us were so impatient. Come on, man, we're getting wet out here. Oh, it's not like the good old days when you give a ticket, go through the turnstile and go in. But yeah, it was good.
Exactly.
We've got Hosea Hotspur. How would everyone feel if do you want to read this one out, Philip?
How would everyone feel if we only bring in one more player but use some of or most of the K money to pay out and rip up deadwood contracts? Interesting.
I'd be happy with that.
As long as the majority of the money was spent on the player and whatever was left was used to buy out the contracts.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't like to see him spending a huge amount of money on the contract and buying a second-rate player to make up the difference, So, up to a point, I'd agree with that, yeah.
I would too. I mean, look, I think, that K money is either going to use to offset the transfer fees we've already made, Philip, to balance the books, or it will be used to rip up contracts. And I think it has to be used to rip up contracts. It really does.
Do you know what I think Daniel Levy's doing at the minute? He's sitting in his office with a suitcase full of £50 notes. He's looking at it and just smiling, and doesn't want to spend it.
Good afternoon, William Donald from Florida. I hope. What's the weather like in Florida? There, no, it's not Florida. It's from Miami. That's
Florida. Florida.
Yeah, Miami. He's in Donald Trump's state. Donald Trump lives in Florida. Well, for much longer.
For now, anyway.
Good afternoon, Dermot and Philip. Just checking in. Big up, Wilt McDonald. Hope you're doing well. Ollie says, one striker signed already, 19 years old. We should sign another striker who is 21. I tell you one thing, we're going to have a great young side, Philip.
Very young squad. Yeah, I've actually got a very interesting point about Aleo Vélez later on in the show. Something nearly happened to him on the way to Tottenham. We'll come to that.
Basically, my advice, Daniel Lee says, my advice to fellow Spurs fans, do what I do. Don't expect anything done by deadline day. At least yours won't be dissatisfied when nothing happens. That's the approach I'm taking. I expect us to do stuff before
I think
then.
we will. Yeah, I think so. I think so.
Yeah, and we are going on from 7 o'clock to the close of the window on deadline day. Myself and a few guests coming on. Philip's away somewhere.
But
He
I'll be
won't tell
around. I'll
me.
be around for part of
It's like a
a
top
secret,
secret mission. It's like a top
top
secret
mission.
James Bond mission he's
Yeah.
going on. Yeah. I reckon he's going to look for contact. That's what I reckon he's going to look for to get the exclusive
Nah,
interview.
giving up on him years ago.
Wembley one. I always think Levy was jealous of the fan kudos that Harry Redknapp used to receive for his famous deadline day deals. Thinks we are impressed by him acting smilingly. We ain't get deals done in big capital letters. Big up to Thomas Burns as well. I'm not sure where Not Liking Ange came from. I personally hope he's very successful for you guys. Yeah, look, I think Thomas is like the majority of Celtic fans that want the best for Ange, that love Ange. You never know. He may come back. He may end up back up at Celtic one day.
Yeah.
Brendan Rodgers did.
Well, certainly he left Celtic in a much better way than they were when he joined them. That's for sure.
Yeah, that is sure. We've got Val Taylor Phillips said not keen on B. Johnson. Need a proven robust striker like Orban or Valovic today. Hurry up, Levy. Only 7 days to go. Yeah, that is true.
I'm not convinced with Brendan Johnson either, I'm afraid.
No.
Not really.
Well, they are demons.
Not at 50 million. Not at 50 million.
Well, they are demons, not zombies. Not that I think that will make a difference to you, Dermo. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. Demons, zombies. I did go to the cinema and watch. Do you remember the doll that's possessed? Oh, what's it called?
Well, Chucky.
No, not Chucky.
Daniel.
No, not that. I have to ask my horror film correspondent next to me. She's got her headphones on. She can't even hear me. I'll get back to you on that. Annabelle, that's it. Big up, Wayne. I just saw your comments there. Annabelle, I went to that in the cinema once. Oh, Lord Jesus. I didn't sleep for 2 days. It scared the shit out of me. Michael says, don't get me started on Kelly. They have a plastic pitch, for God's sake. I like Ange. I just don't like the way he left us. You're lot to have him top 4 this season for you lot. Big up, Michael.
Hopefully.
And look, we will get you on. We'd love to get you and Tom. We'd love to get you and Thomas Burns on, actually, as Celtic fans for a show. We really would. Rooty Tooty, just for your information, the Auburn Lilia story was reported by Spurs Web, the boot room at the Nuns yesterday. If it is fake news, that's good news. I think it is fake news, personally, myself.
It might have been put up there to try and shake Daniel Levy out of his lethargy, maybe. Yeah.
Wayne Bonner says, I rate Brennan Johnson as much as I rate Dyer. I don't rate Dyer.
I don't rate that,
yeah. We've got Philip Tom. Philip, the Kilmarnock result, very disappointing, but we have no divine right to win any game.
No, but I think you've got into the situation where with under Ange, you were winning every game, and it gets a bit of a habit, I was actually very surprised by that result. Plastic pitch and everything, So,
big up to Terry White.
Says, get it back at the weekend.
Yeah, big up to Terry White. Good afternoon, all. Good afternoon. Daniel Lee says, and people token Auburn's record in Belgium. To be serious, need to look at something when it's the same league that Vincent Janssen is scoring 20 league goals last season. Says a lot about that league.
Yeah, well, that's the worry. That is a worry.
Yeah,
I mean, it's like it's what like Belgium. I know Belgium have a great national team, but their league wouldn't be in the top 5 in Europe, in my opinion. Maybe just about in the top 5.
Yeah. Neil Shafton, big up, Neil. He says, good morning. Another day and no certainty of Dyer, Luis, Mbele, Sanchez are all still with Spurs.
And you can add Regulon to that. You can add, who else? We've had Jed Spence. The list is nearly endless.
Yeah, it really is. I just want to put columns in. Philip, look, I'm going to have to shoot off. Something's just come up here, so I'm going to have to shoot off in a minute. Can you hold the fort?
Yeah,
to the rest of the show.
Yeah,
and
sure.
I'll go in a minute now. But look, we are on again at 7 tonight. So do you want to tell people what is this? A little something from us for you guys.
Yeah,
so do you want to explain what we're doing at 7 tonight?
It's a throwback to the good old days of Tottenham, the time in the 1980s when we were seriously winning trophies. And this is a rerun of the 1984 UEFA Cup final against Anderlecht, second leg at White Hart Lane in April 1984, the Tony Parks match, the match when Danny Thomas missed a penalty and the whole crowd shouted his name. One of the most emotional nights at Tottenham in the last half century, I'd say. And it's on at 7 o'clock, highlights of that game. And
it's the full match, Philip.
The full match,
It's
sorry, the full match.
The full match.
Plus the presentation of the trophy. And when you consider how many players were missing that night, it was quite an achievement to win that game.
It was. And we've also done, we've done PDFs of the run to the final, the 2 games to teams. The reason why Keith Burkishaw left the end of that season. So we've done a lot of research into it. But look, Philip, can I leave you to hold the fort?
Yeah, go on. Yeah, absolutely.
Something's just come up here, so I have to do. So look, I apologize about this. And we're back at 7. So listen, guys, look after Philip. Philip will get all to your comments. And please hit the like button, hit the description button. Also, pick up your memberships and throw in a super chat as well. I'm sure Philip will read them out. Philip, I'm sorry about this. It just came in just an emergency, so I've got to show off.
It's all right. Go on ahead. See you later.
See you. Bye.
Right, now we'll just go through some of these comments. Then we'll go through. There's a few news items we want to get through. Now, today is not a particularly busy news day, but there's a few things of interest which I'll come to in a minute. I've read out these comments. Michael McDonald says, I'll come on the day of the Huns game if you like. I haven't done anything like this before, but I'd be more than happy to that day. I'll send an email to you. God bless. Michael, that'd be great. That would actually be great. In fact, you know, if it doesn't clash with Spurs game, we might do a watch along with the Rangers Celtic match, because I've been to one of them. I've been to one in the past, and it's the atmosphere is just second to none. You wouldn't see anything better than that anywhere. So, Michael, we'll keep you to that, and we'll talk soon. And Tequila saying, fans taking advantage well, but Levy always expects way too much. He probably wants Champions League as the goal, which is tough ask for me this year. Yeah, it's a tough ask. It really is. It's doable, but it's I'd say it's out long shot. I'd say Europa League might be a more realistic ambition, you know. And Tequila saying that Rooty Toot, and Tequila saying Philip going solo. Yeah, I know. No, it's be nice to me. I don't do this too often, so I hopefully muddle my way through it. And Wayne Bonner saying, Ruchi, I'm starting to wonder if Endom stands still as shares at McDonald's, other than the fast food restaurants are available. Yeah. I don't know if you've seen it recently in Newbridge, which is Dave Harris's hometown in Ireland here. Some woman drove into the drive-through McDonald's to order something, and her car went on fire and ended up burning down the whole restaurant. So, yeah, that was a bit of a nasty one for anyone who likes McDonald's. So, and this is from Ruchi again. Tequila 316. I agree. Really hope Ange doesn't agree to Champions League as a target. I don't think Levy would be silly enough to give him a Champions League as a target. You know, it's too much, really, compared to where we're coming from. So I think all he wants is an improvement in the league position, which shouldn't be hard, to be honest with you. But we'll see what goes on. And Rusty, again, right to Wayne Bonner, laugh out loud. He doesn't really need to invest in anything. 200k a week roll, yeah. That is one of the major mysteries of my time supporting Spurs. How in God's name was Ndombele earning the same money as Harry Kane? Absolutely unbelievable. He must have a good agent that they're able to screw that one out of the club. And that's why they want to get rid of him, you know, among other reasons. And Michael McDonald saying, Phil, what's your most memorable moment at White Hart Lane? I'll tell you what it is now. And this might take a minute to explain it or not. Go back to the days when we were in Division 2, right? 1977 to 78. I was in London on holidays. And it happened to be the night of the second last game of that season. We were playing Hull City at home. Now, Hull City had already been relegated. And Billy Bremner was finishing out his career playing with Hull, right? So we needed to win that match because we had a few sticky games up to that. And we really were struggling to get promoted. And the game was, I can't remember the exact number, but I think Spurs had 32 corners in the match. And work that out. That's a corner every couple of minutes, right? We were battering them. And the whole goalkeeper was having probably the game of his life, right? I think in the 82nd minute, in the 82nd minute, Spurs got another corner. It came in, and I can never remember which is which. It was either Chris Jones, who was the striker for Spurs at the time, pushed the goalkeeper, literally shoved him with two hands like that. And the ball fell to Steve Perryman and he scored. Now, it might not be Steve Perryman, my memory's a bit hazy on that one. But that goal, right, coupled with a 0-0 draw the following Saturday at Southampton, when we were the width of a crossbar from losing that match, that kept us in the promotion places and we got up. Now, I've been to matches at White Hart Lane where we won handsomely, but that one sticks in my mind because of the importance of it. If we hadn't have got that goal, we might not have got promoted and we might not have got Ricky Villa. I'm sure we wouldn't have got Ricky Villa and Ozzy Ardiles the following summer. So that's my most memorable moment at White Hart Lane. I've been to other ones as well. I remember another one on the downside, taking a friend of mine who was a Chelsea fan to a game against Chelsea, and then they hammered us. And I spent the whole weekend listening to him bumming on about how great Chelsea were. So there's been downsides as well, but that was the actual upside, my most memorable moment. And Tequila saying, just before Just Eat, he was getting his PA to get him McDonald's every night. So it makes sense. Yeah, I know. Oh, God. And Joseph O'Hanlon saying, big up from County Cork. Oh, good man, Joseph down in Cork. The Rebel County. And your ladies team had a great win in the Camogie, I think, didn't they? Did they? I think they did, yeah. They did. And Ruchi Toot saying, at Mike McDonald, the trophy curse may have just moved to Bayern. Yeah, true. First game in and Harry loses. Anyway, listen, we're going to go through a few of the banners now. This is news that's come up in the last 24 hours, really, and there's nothing really massively important on it, but this is an interesting one. I mentioned this one earlier. You know that we bought Alejo, or Alex, whatever you want to call him, Vélez from Rosario in Argentina. Well, apparently, when he was on the way to the airport to fly to London to sign for Spurs, his agent, who obviously came with him, got phone calls from more than one European club telling him not to sign for Tottenham, that there was an offer coming in from them in the near future. And the agent, I think the agent more or less told Alejo to try and hold off a bit, don't bother going. But he stuck to his guns, he got on the plane, he came to London, and he's now signed for us. So we almost lost that guy, which would have been a bit of a tragedy because I believe he's one of the real top young strikers in Argentina. And doubt he'll play much for us this season, but he's one for the future. But we almost lost him. And it shows you the policy. If we're signing 19-year-old strikers and we're going for 21-year-old or 20-year-old Orban, as Dermot said earlier, the actual physical age, average age of this team is going to be really, really small, which is good for the future. Young players, keen and hungry, hopefully. Now, the next one is this one. We're taking that James Maddison is not going to be fit to play Bournemouth. Now, I've had two trains of thought coming on this, and I wonder what you put in the chat who you think is going to be. Some people are saying that Lo Celso is the obvious replacement for Maddison, but there's also guys saying that young Alfie Devine should be given a chance. Now, I saw Alfie Devine demolish Newcastle in the under-21s the other day. He was absolutely brilliant in that midfield role. So I actually think Alfie Devine should be given a shot. But Chelsea is a bit of a troublemaker in the dressing room in previous seasons, maybe not so much this season. So I think the young lad might be given a chance to prove himself because he's brought in for a purpose. He's there a couple of years now, and he should be ready for the first team at this stage. I'll just go back to the comments before we go on to the next one. And this is more or less what I'm saying there. Terry Wright saying, we're starting to see the old disgruntled at Chelsea again. He's just never going to be happy here. Time to move him out. Can't have his attitude problems around the squad. Give Devine the opportunity. Yeah, I'd agree with that, Terry. I absolutely would. Because the Chelsea a bit of a moaning mini, I think. And I think it's time the young lad was given a shot. We've done that one already. And Tequila is saying, I'll tell you, that's a bit of a cryptic one there. What Cell Sword said now, Terry? Oh, right, well, not quite sure what that means, but anyway. Ruchi Toot saying, I read earlier that Lo Celso's camp had denied that he's unhappy, but so who knows? He's supposed to have had a go at Ange for breaking his promises to him, said he'd be involved in the first couple of matches, and apart from being on the bench, hasn't been. So hard to know who's right on that one. And Wayne Bonner, if Maddison doesn't play, then shut Lo Celso up by giving him the spot and put Devine on the bench ready to go if it doesn't work out. Yeah, that's another way of doing it. It'll keep Lo Celso from moaning if he does get a game on Saturday. We're actually playing at 12:30 on Saturday again against Bournemouth. So that's going to be an early start for some people watching in America, that's for sure. And to move on, I think we discussed this briefly in the chat earlier. Is Brennan Johnson the right striker for Spurs? I'm going to give my opinion. I says no, I don't think he is. Not at the money they're asking. If we got him for maybe 25 million, possibly, but 50 million for a guy that didn't really pull up any trees in the Premiership last season, I think is a bit too much. And Forrester pricing him out of a move, and I really don't hope that. I hope we avoid him, to be honest. And Tequila316 saying, now that Dyer seems fourth choice, why would he want to stay? And if Sanchez is considered better than you, then you know you fucked it up. Yeah, true. Yeah, Eric Dyer seems to think he's got a future at Tottenham. He's come out quite strongly on social media with that, you know. It's up to Ange Postecoglou. As I said, I can't see Dyer making any inroads in the first team this season. There's too many players ahead of him. And if we buy another centre-back, he's going to further down the pecking order. So for his own career and his own peace of mind, better off going to a club that will play him every week, a club that meets his level more. You know, maybe someone like Fulham, you know. And Michael McDonald again saying, Ange is big on a player's character just as much as talent. Yeah, he is actually. Yeah, that's true. That's very true. Which is a good thing too, you know. It's a good thing. And Rooty Toot is agreeing with me. He's saying no to Johnson. Yeah, I think that's quite right. And let's see what we got next. This was one we discussed earlier. Now, this was news we got earlier. It seems that this is now old hat, that Lloris Lazio's back on. It now appears it might not be because Hugo wants to be number one. And I've said it already. Hugo, you're 37 years of age. You know, that should be enough to tell you you cannot expect to be number one at a club unless that club is really short of goalkeeping talent. Now, I'm not going to say, you know, I'd like to see Hugo get a club, but not as a first choice. He's going to have to go back in there and play a bit part. Lazio will be a perfect move for him. And here we go back to the chat again. Wayne is saying, for me, I've been waiting to see Devine get a goal. We have young players like Phillips, Dorrington, Platotsky, Niall John. The foundations are here. Start the build properly throughout the season. Good point. Some of those players played. Dorrington and Phillips played like they'd known each other forever in the under-21 game the other day. They were brilliant. And they were actually given out at the end of the game why they didn't manage to keep a clean sheet. That's how good they were. And they're definitely two for the future. Maybe not just now, but they're coming, you know. And Tequila's saying, I don't follow Twitter, Philip, or X or whatever. Yeah, well, it's X at the minute. God knows what way Elon Musk will change the name to shortly, provided it doesn't go out of business, which is quite possible. Terry Wright saying, Rucci Toot, oh, really? I haven't seen that. I hope that's the case. I guess we'll find out this weekend if Ange gives him the start. Yeah, I presume that's about Alfie Devine. And a few more comments here. Brian Maguire saying, Lo Celso needs to do it in training to prove himself to Ange. Yeah, that's true. Plus, his attitude has to change. And Rucci again, exactly. If Lo Celso had moaned, he won't be playing. Well, that's a good point. That's a good point. And this is agreeing with what I'm saying. This is from Terry. Hugo is delusional and a bit arrogant. Like, I mean, he could. What does he want to do? Sit on the bench? And he won't even get on the bench at Spurs if he stays. He can move to Lazio at a reported net salary per year of 2 million, which is probably a lot less than he's getting at the minute. But I'm sure the guy's not short of a bob or two from the money he stashed away over the last 10 years or so. So, Hugo, you know, don't sully your reputation by being like a crybaby. Just go and get a game with another club. Tequila 316. He can be number one in the French league, other than PSG, maybe Lyon. Yeah, don't know now. The age, the mobility thing about that age as well. I think he's better off just going and taking his chances, but he doesn't look like he wants to do that. And let's see now what else we got here. And Greg Slint is saying, just release Lloris at this point. Can't be asked for this for the sake of a few million. I think as a reward for his service, he should be let go on a free transfer. Like, I know he has a year left on his contract, and we can get a few bob for him. I think it would just be, you know, kindness to get him to go. Plus, it'll mean there'll be a lot more teams will come in for him if he's free, you know. Rucci Toot saying that is Lloris as deluded as Dyer expecting to be number one at his age? Yeah, That's it. That's exactly it. And Rucci did it again. Iago Santiago was really cooking on the 21s. He is now. He's a very he's great one game and pretty rubbish the next. That's that young lad's problem, I think. He scored 2 brilliant goals against Newcastle, but he might not turn up for the next 4 or 5 matches. Consistency, I think, is what he's lacking a little bit of, you know. And Wayne Bonner thing, I saw the under-21 highlights against Man City and Newcastle. We have some good players there. Santiago looks like a little fast little bugger, plus a Chelsea kid we got. And we have Veliz as well. Yeah, like our aggregate score on the under-21s at the moment is we beat Man City 5-0. And we've beaten, now that was away as well. And we've beaten Newcastle 4-1. So if we could only translate those results to Premiership, wouldn't we be happy bunnies? And Brian Maguire saying, if Lloris didn't sign for another club, release him. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think we should. And Rucci too saying, Wayne Bonner, Santiago is mustard. Yeah, he was on Saturday anyway, that's for sure. And DJ Samuel is saying, Lloris and Dyer make the dressing room toxic. I'd say maybe Dyer more than Lloris, to be honest with you. And this is a bit of an upgrade on the Lloris situation at Lazio. Lazio just agreed a deal with another keeper. So Lloris not going there. There you go. That's a chance he had and he hasn't taken it. It's a pity. And Hugo's wife has a nice children's clothing line. So Hugo is set financially. Oh, I didn't know that. Right. Okay. But like Hugo is set financially anyway, I'd say over the number of years he's been getting big money from Tottenham. Val Taylor said, went off Lloris since he had a go at Son. He overlooked his own shortcomings, which hindered Spurs. Yeah. But plus, he's been a bit of a liability for us last season as well, you know. Now, that is all the news that we have today. It's a slightly shortened show because, like, really, there's not a lot happening on the Tottenham front. As Dermot said earlier, we'll be back at 7 o'clock for the full game of Spurs versus Anderlecht from 1984, plus a few little surprises as well. And hopefully you can come and join us then. And so we'll celebrate the birthday in style with a Spurs European trophy. So until then, listen, thanks for tuning in. And as you say, hit the like button there it helps us with the algorithm. You can join the club. Dermot explained the memberships there. And we'll update the competition again next week and see if we can get Hodg off the bottom. So anyway, listen, lads, all the best for now. And as always, come on, you Spurs. And as usual, I haven't got the closing thing lined up, so it's going to be a bit... Now, there we go.